Hey y'all, I got a couple of people questioned this morning. We didn't do a good job of looking at those slides. So if you saw my announcement posted on Google Classroom, y'all just ignore my hair. I got a little ball on top of my head. If you saw my announcement on Google Classroom, the videos in there are more on the simple, compound, and complex sentences, but that does not match up with what's in your Google slide. So I'm just going to do a quick little video. I know that I put in there to watch the Brain Pop and the Brain Pop Junior, and that will help you if you sign in to Brain Pop and go to types of sentences. That's exactly what you need to know for those slides. I know on slide 6, there's no vocabulary words there. Well, you can just type in these 4 vocabulary words, I don't care which box, and then sort the little words underneath into those once you've typed these words in. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I know it's kind of hard to see. You're not going to see me as much as you will the screen, which is fine. All right, the first type of sentence that we talk about is called a declarative sentence. So I'm going to write it up here, and I'll take a picture of this when it's done. Declarative. All right. Can y'all see okay? I know it's kind of hard. Let me get that pulled in. It's as good as it's going to get, but I'll take a picture of it. Like I said, I'll pull it up there when you see it. Okay, we have a declarative sentence. I hate that you can't see that. All right. That's how you spell it. I suggest that you guys take these notes in your language journal so that you have them. Declarative. All right. And let's talk about what a declarative sentence does. Your declarative sentence is just your typical type of sentence. It's the one with a period. So we're going to write on here a declarative sentence, and I'm going to use my bulleted list, my text feature. I'm going to say declarative sentences make a statement. All right, and they also end in a period. Okay. Put that up there so you can get those notes down. So declarative sentences make a statement and end in a period. So I'm going to give you an example. The boy hit a home run. See, that's just your typical sentence that I'm just making a statement. I'm telling you a fact. The boy hit a home run. Simple. All right? That's your declarative sentences. All right. Your next type of sentence is going to be an imperative sentence. There's 2 of them that have an I, so I want you to say imperative. Imperative. If I'm doing imperative, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 syllables. All right, so it's going to be spelled I-M-P-E-R-A-T-I-V-E. Imperative. Okay, I'll hold that up so you can see. I think that's how you spell it. I'll go back and look in just a minute. It might be 2 R's in there, but I think it's just 1. All right, and an imperative sentence gives a command. All right, so I'm going to write on there, gives a command. Or makes a request. All right. Y'all see me? And these sentences usually, and I'm going to underline usually because not always, usually means sometimes but not always, usually end in a period. But, using that coordinating conjunction but to show that something else can happen, but can end in an exclamation mark. All right, up here in this corner, I'm going to put in parentheses. These a lot of times are going to be second person. You know how we talked about point of view? And that second person pronoun you. A lot of times imperative sentences will have those second person pronouns in there because they're speaking to the listener about the listener. So an example of this would be, go to your room. Now, if I'm not mad, what would I use? A period. But say you just did something and you got in trouble. That's where that usually comes in because I might not always use a period depending on my level of emotion that I'm showing. But if you had done something and got in trouble and I say, go to your room, I would use an exclamation mark. So it could be a period or an exclamation mark based on how much emotion you are putting into it. So you have your imperative. And again, that might be 2 R's there. You might want to check me on that, check your spelling. I'll go back and check mine at the end. All right, so these two, I put these two up top together because both of them a lot of times and sometimes end in a period. The difference is this one gives a statement, this one just gives a statement. This one's giving a command or giving, making a request, which again, the biggest thing is knowing that if it's in second person, if it's speaking to the listener about the listener, it's an imperative. Declarative is going to be more of your third person sentences or first person sentences. All right. The third type of sentence is going to be a interrogative sentence. Interrogative. There you go. Interrogative. You see that? All right. Now, these are going to be your questions. Interrogative sentences are your questions. So, it's very simple. Our notes for that one. Let's see. Wait, let me get it back over here. Move my big head. There you go. So it's going to be, I'm going to again use my bulleted list. I'm going to say asks a question. So if it asks a question, what punctuation does it need? Question mark, right? So uses a question mark. So this one's the easy one because you know right off the rip that you don't have to think of it. If you see the question mark, you know it's an interrogative sentence. You don't have to, go through looking to see if it's giving a statement or a command or whatnot. If as soon as you see the question mark, you know it's an interrogative sentence. It's an easy one. Uses a question mark. So here's an example. Are you guys ready to go back to school? I know I am. All right, and even though this one's in second person, remember it's not giving a command or making a request. It's just asking a question. So all your first, second, and third person sentences that have question marks are going to fall into this category no matter what pronouns are used. So interrogative, easy one. Question mark, you know that's what it is. All right, and then your last, let me hold that up really quick so you can take those notes. And y'all can pause it so you can get these down. All right? And then our last type of sentence, let's see, what color am I going to use? I'm going to use pink. Is called an exclamatory sentence. And now this one, it sounds like what it is. So can you guess what kind of sentence this is, or what kind of punctuation this one's going to use? Exclamatory. What punctuation do we know that has exclam in it? Yep, exclamation mark. There you go, exclamatory. So even though this one has an exclamation mark, because it's giving a command, that's why it falls under imperative. Because I could just as easy put a period there and say, go to your room, and it would be the same. All right, but these are going to be the ones that really show emotion. So these express a strong feeling. When you're taking your notes. Express a strong feeling and use exclamation mark. Which again is the one that looks like the bat and the ball. All right, so my example for this, I'm not going to use one that's an imperative sentence. I'm not going to say a command because that would not be considered exclamatory. But if I say, look, a spider. Or foul ball. See how that is showing, it's showing emotion. It's not me giving a command, it's me telling you, oh my goodness, look, there's a spider. Or foul ball, because I don't want you to get hit in the head. All right, so here I'm going to step back and I'm going to let you guys look at the whole thing. Can you see it? So you can pause your video and get your notes down, making sure that you can see it all. My computer's a little crooked. Here we go. I think that has everything. Yeah, so if you guys would just take these notes down in your language side of your journal, and that will help you out with those Google Slides. All right.